naysayers making noise, all I hear them say.
Another takeaway, Warley.
All right, Jalen, let's jump in here. You're kind of on a world tour with this basketball thing, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about where you've been.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Philadelphia. Then I, out of high school, went to Florida State in Tallahassee. Did a great 3 years there. And then after that, I did a summer and half a semester at University of Virginia in Charlottesville before I eventually ended up here in Spokane.
Florida State, when I think of Florida State, I think defense. When I think of Virginia, of course, I think defense. When I think of Gonzaga, I think about 90 points a game. And so a change in philosophies for you. And why was this attractive when defensive programs were so attractive a few years ago?
Yeah, no, I definitely think Florida State and Virginia has done a great job of building that defensive reputation. Part of the reason why I was attracted to go there. But even coming here, just on my visit with Coach Few and just talking about, yeah, we do score 90 points, but he feels like his best teams defend. And he feels like they have one of the better defenses in all the deeper runs, you know, so he's been doing it for a while. So I can trust his input when he says that. So I was just really looking to bring what I've learned at my first 2 stops here to Spokane with me.
But nothing wrong with scoring, though, right?
No, not at all. If we could score 100, let's do it.
Growing up in Philly, I think it's one of the great cities in the country, and we don't know enough about it.
Yeah, I would say from the basketball side of things, just really competitive. We are known for our grit, our toughness. It's really a basketball city, sports city overall, but we take basketball pretty serious over there.
Which leads me to the next, with all those great college basketball programs right there in Philly. How did you get away?
I had a great recruiting process. A bunch of schools from Philadelphia area recruited me, just spending some time there. I really leaned on the guidance of my mom and my dad. And my dad actually played at St. Joe's locally. So he kind of had the experience of playing in the Big Five, and he told me the stories about it and how important it was. My grandpa actually played for the Sixers for a couple years back in the day when Wilt was playing. So I got Philly ties all over the place, but I just give a big shout out to them, helping me navigate the process and not putting any pressure on me to stay close to home.
Okay, so you come all the way to Spokane.
Yep.
So obviously I'm sure there were other schools chasing.
Yep.
What set this one apart?
I think when I took my visit, I would say just the attention to detail. I think the attention to detail, and when I was talking to Coach Few, talking to Coach Barsh, who coached me at Florida State, because I had in mind I was going to redshirt, and I think what was big for me was to utilize that redshirt year. And I just felt like they had a great plan for me. And what was important to me in the portal is still important to me now, which is winning and ultimately playing in March Madness, which I have yet to do. And so we got a pretty good streak going on, one of the best in the country. So putting those things combined with just Coach Few's overall cerebralness and just the success he's been able to produce at Gonzaga, I feel like it was a match made in heaven.
You know, I already know that you're a winner because you came to a program with a position that is so deep this year.
Yep.
So you're not afraid to compete.
Not at all. I think, honestly, Coach Few does a great job of making it harder in practice than it is in games. So when I have unbelievable guys in my gym, I feel like I'm just getting better every day versus waiting until game time to see improvement.
What inspires you to go out here every day and, you know, to play as hard? I can tell you play really hard all the time.
Yeah.
Where's that come from?
I think it's 2 things. I think it's like the love of the game. Just I grew up around basketball. My parents did a great job of never seeing basketball as a responsibility, more of a privilege. So I never want to take for granted any opportunity to go on the court. And then just adversity. I feel like growing up in the city of Philadelphia, you know, you see a lot of different things. There's a lot of people who, you know, what if stories, if you will, who, you know, a couple things don't go their way, then they have some potential that, you know, they could have played at the next level or things like that. So I just try to keep in mind my journey. Like I wasn't, growing up, I wasn't overly recruited. It kind of was a little bit of a late bloomer. I grew late. So just, I remember in both sides of the coin. It just helps me to keep perspective and to make sure I'm going hard every day and maximize my opportunities.
I know why you come to Gonzaga. You win, but if you can kind of vision this out for us. How does the season go? What are you seeing? You're there every day.
Not to be too vague, but I just see a lot of opportunity. I feel like, and I wasn't a part of those teams, but I feel like in years past, there may have been a little bit more expectations on the team coming into seasons, right? You know, being #1 in the country and everything like that. So what's cool about that is we can kind of stay being the hunter versus the hunted. Obviously, we have a target on our back with the brand that we've built. I don't think everyone has us as the consensus national champion, right? So there's always room to improve and to to take every opportunity, I think we'll look back on this season as something that we'll be really proud of.
Yeah, and not to put you on the spot, but can you give me something that you've learned? Like, how is it different here? How has practice been different? How has these first few months been different than your other stops?
Yeah, when I say like attention to detail, I'll probably piggyback off that a little bit. When I'm coming into every single day, I'm working with my strength coach as well as working with my individual coach. And then also there's an overall game plan from Coach Few. So now it's like 3 different levels of a breakdown of like, TK does a great job, who's our strength coach, in terms of making sure we're continuing to build muscle and to make sure our joints are healthy and to make sure, hey, we got to be the healthiest team come March, right? We got to be the strongest team come March. So like that starts now. That started in August. I started, building the right foundation, the right nutrition, all those things. And then being in the gym, I'm in the gym a lot with Snacks, Coach Norvell, and he gives a great perspective because he was a player here, right? So he redshirted as well, right? So he has great perspective. So I get that individual work with him where it's like, I feel like he's, we could play one-on-one at the end of it if we really wanted to, right? Because he's so close to me in age. And then you have Coach Few, who kind of oversees everything, who's been, I think he's one of the best college coaches ever, right? So then he's overseeing and just sharing his experience and what he's seen. So like, we're not making mistakes that other teams can make because he's already seen this play out 20 times. For instance, they've really been on me about rebounding and about creating second possessions. And I think in the past, I've been an okay rebounder, but they've really challenged me, specifically Coach Few, that like I can be a game changer when it comes to rebounding, right? Getting us extra possessions and how you look back at the box score and you're like, oh, well, we out-rebounded them by 20 rebounds. That's really big in getting wins. So just those little things about how I can continue to get better in the game that I already have. So when you got all 3 different people working together to like help me improve on different aspects of my game, I feel like it's just, right now it's just showing, the fruits of our labor.